They were the best in the business. Silent, precise, invisible. A crew of elite thieves who only took high-paying jobs with clean exits. So when a mysterious aristocrat offered over €1 million for one simple museum heist, it seemed too easy to pass up. The target? An ancient urn with no name, no history, and no listed value. Just one chilling condition: deliver it personally to his remote castle in Ireland. But some things aren't meant to be stolen, and some clients aren't meant to be trusted. They say when a job looks too easy, it probably is. I've been in the game for over 15 years, pulling off impossible heists across Europe and beyond. Art, gems, crypto wallets, ancient artifacts, you name it. I lead a crew of the best in the business. We work lean and clean, no screw-ups, no loose ends. So when a quiet middleman slipped into my inbox with a job description as vague as it was lucrative, €1.5 million for the recovery of a single item, I was intrigued. All we had to do was retrieve an urn from a mid-tier museum in Prague, not exactly Fort Knox, and the first half of the payment already wired. That alone told me two things. 1, the client had money. 2, he was desperate. The client's name was Alaric Byrne, an old aristocrat type with a mansion listed in the Irish countryside near Killarney. The email was unusually formal, almost poetic, and signed in black wax. He referred to the item as "my beloved's vessel." I figured that was some sentimental crap. Didn't matter. The money was real. The job was on. There were 4 of us. Me, I go by Locke. Planning, tech, logistics, Reed, our eyes in the dark. If it had a security sensor or laser, he could dance through it. Juno, brilliant safecracker, unnervingly quiet. Marco, our muscle and driver. Ex-mercenary, didn't talk much about his past. Didn't have to. We hit the museum on a foggy Tuesday just before dawn. Easy ingress via rooftop. Reed disabled the security grid like he was opening a soda can. We moved through the exhibits with silent precision. I'd studied the schematics for weeks, memorized them like scripture. The urn was housed in a glass display case at the back of the east wing. A simple obsidian relic with gold runes etched along its base. No label, no origin listed in the catalogue. That struck me as odd. Museums love to gloat about their acquisitions. But this thing, almost like they were hiding it in plain sight. Juno cracked the case in under 30 seconds. As she lifted it out, she paused. "It's warm," she whispered, frowning. I didn't care. We were in and out in 12 minutes flat. No alarms, no trace. We flew to Ireland 2 days later under aliases. Alaric Byrne's castle loomed in the mist like something from a Gothic novel. Turrets, ivy-covered stone walls, black iron gates with gargoyles that looked too lifelike. The place reeked of old money and older secrets. Byrne greeted us at the door himself, tall, rail-thin, with slicked-back silver hair and unnaturally pale skin. He wore a 3-piece suit like it was 1870. His voice was smooth and archaic, full of long vowels and lilting tones. "You have the urn?" he asked, skipping any pleasantries. Marco handed it over without a word. Byrne took it in gloved hands and cradled it like a child. "You've done well," he said softly, more to the urn than us. "My love has waited long enough." He turned to us, almost as an afterthought. "Please, dine with me. You must be tired from your journey, and of course the second half of your payment awaits." The dining hall was a cathedral of shadows. Massive chandeliers hung above a long oak table. Candlelight flickered against portraits whose eyes seemed to follow us. The staff served us courses with surgical precision. Pheasant, rare meats, blood-red wine that tasted off. I felt uneasy. So did the others. Reed kept fidgeting, Juno barely touched her food. Marco's hand never left the knife in his coat. Byrne sat at the head of the table, urn now placed reverently beside his chair. He didn't eat, just watched. "So," I said, trying to break the tension, "what's the story with the urn? Family heirloom?" His thin lips curled into a smile. "Of a sort. My wife, Elisabetta, died long ago, but her soul never truly departed. She clung to the vessel you retrieved, preserved, waiting for the right blood to wake her." I laughed, thinking it was a joke. He didn't laugh back. Reed leaned in, whispering, "I think we should leave. Too late." A low rumble echoed through the castle. The candles flickered. The urn began to shake. The air grew cold, so cold I could see my breath plume across the room. Byrne stood, his voice rising into something otherworldly. "You have brought her home to me." Cracks formed along the urn's surface, glowing with red light. The thing screamed. Not a mechanical sound, a woman's scream, shrill and echoing through every bone in my body. Juno bolted from her chair, but the doors slammed shut before she reached them. Marco pulled his pistol, but Byrne moved faster than anything I'd ever seen. One blink, and he was behind Marco. Fangs, long, jagged. He sunk them into Marco's neck, ripping it open like wet paper. Blood sprayed across the table. Reed screamed, "He's a fucking vampire!" Juno grabbed a candlestick and swung at Byrne, but he caught it midair, twisting her arm until it snapped. She crumpled with a shriek. He didn't kill her. Not yet. He turned to the urn. Crimson smoke poured from the cracks. A form took shape, a woman's silhouette rising, hair like dark liquid silk, skin like marble. Elisabetta. She floated above the table, eyeless sockets weeping black tears. "My beloved," Byrne whispered, falling to his knees. She looked hungry. Reed ran for the stained glass window, trying to leap through it, but Elisabetta flicked her hand. His body exploded in midair, skin and bone torn apart by an invisible force. It was just me now. I stood there, frozen in place, heart trying to punch its way out of my ribs. Byrne turned to me. "You delivered her, Locke. You will be remembered." Briefly. I tried to run, but the floor itself seemed to grasp at my feet. Elisabetta drifted toward me, her mouth splitting open far too wide, revealing rows of fangs behind lips that had once known love. The last thing I saw before the darkness closed in was Marco's body rising, twitching, lifeless eyes, fluttering open again. I don't know how I'm writing this. I shouldn't be alive. Maybe I'm not. Sometimes I wake up and the air tastes like smoke. Sometimes I dream of a castle wrapped in fog and eyes watching me from the portraits. Sometimes when I close my eyes, I see her, Elisabetta, floating above me, whispering my name with a mouth full of teeth. There are no last jobs, only traps disguised as paydays. And if you ever get invited to dinner in an Irish castle, run.